If you aren't using your feet to take people down, you're missing out on 50% of the potential of your takedowns. Like Danaher said, why you ignore 50% of the body. The same is true for stand-up. I know a lot of this sounds like Japanese huffy fluffy, but we use it for a purpose because they do actually mean certain things. It makes it clear in your mind, and that means you'll remember it, which I know you have a fucking problem with. So just cop the Japanese and learn some cool takedowns. We're gonna start to look at similar with this idea of continuing to go up and down the body the entire time. But if you get to a situation where you are clinched up with your training partner and you want to start to access their legs without actually reaching down and taking shots and using snatch singles and stuff like that, we can start to use what's called ashiwaza. It's just a fancy Japanese name for foot technique. We're going to go a couple of different ones of them today. So one of my favorite techniques from here is kouchi snaps. It's great to get them off balanced onto all of one leg and then throw them and shift them around towards where their leg is now taken out. So if I want to use this, I'm going to be using this back leg. I'm going to get him to step forwards. As soon as I get him to step forwards, I'm going to start to go inside or the outside of my foot to the inside of his foot as I step and contact the inside of his ankle. I'm not just trying to kick him on the inside of the ankle. I'm trying to use my foot scraping across the mat so I can get him off balanced exactly like that. And then once I've taken this leg off the mat, I'm going to start to pull with my inside bicep tie and my collar tie and swing him through that direction. I'm going to create a big hole for him over here and I'm just going to put him in it. So most of the time what it'll look like, and I'm not really getting much success at reaching for the legs, so I use my legs to access his legs. If his leg's already forwards, I can easily start to step in and start to go. If his other leg is forwards, I have to bring him towards me, then I can start to go. But the whole idea is we've got our upper body grips, usually an inside bicep tie and a collar tie are the best to start to get him to move forwards. As he moves forwards, I get my foot to the inside of his foot, I create that gap, and then I spin him through. Make sure that the leg that you're using is the same side as your collar tie hand, otherwise it won't work. Because if I try and send him this way, I'm just gonna get balled up on my own body. I'm gonna start to use him and go this way, because it'll be more natural of a motion for you guys to start learning. Let's give that a go. So that was an oichi snap where we're using the base of our foot to start to get him out here. If we start to get him step excessively, we can also start to go into like a proper oichigari. So when we're hooking into the leg here, one detail that I figured out on this recently is that you actually want to lead with your hip this direction. I was always getting kind of balled up with like the footwork and like the leg placement and all that sort of stuff, but typically that's just too much thinking associated. All I want you guys to focus on, if you listen to nothing else, is just starting to lead with your hip as you pop through. So whatever, you like that, you like my dance moves, do you? So I'm gonna start to put him forwards. I'm gonna lace the leg, but I wanna not lead with my foot, I wanna lead with my hip. So as I lead with my hip, I can start to get him bent backwards. As soon as his shoulders are behind his hips, I'm gonna take him down. That's right, good job. So we're gonna start to move him around. Maybe we go for the oichi snap, it doesn't work, but maybe we can get proper connected. Again, I don't want you to lead with the leg and leave your hip behind. I want you to do both at the same time as you start to get hip to hip connection. And then we're gonna come off our grips on the upper body. I'm gonna go down towards his knee, then I'm gonna go up with my underhook, then I'm gonna send him backwards. So we're fighting around. Maybe we've hit him with a couple of these and we can get him to step excessively. I'm gonna lead with my hip and then I take him down. Let's give that a go. When we hit our oichi and we haven't done a good enough job of jamming our hip in, sometimes he can start to put his shoulders before his hips. Yeah, exactly, he can start to lean into me. If I persist with this, I'm likely to get rethrown because of my torso position at the moment. If my shoulders are behind my hips, I'm getting taken down, not him. You see this a lot with Osotogari, like this, and white belts will come out here and they'll reach and they'll go, yep, sick, I've got him, and then they get rethrown and launched. Whereas if you do a proper Osotogari, it's like this. I'm never getting rethrown from this position because my shoulders are in front of my hips, and Spewy has the opposite problem at the moment. So with Ouchigari, it's the same thing. We want to start to get our shoulders in front of our hips, but if we can't, we're then going to not persist that direction. We're going to start to go Uchimata, trying to get his leg between my leg, or my leg between his legs light, and then we're going to start to shift down to go to Kouchi on the far side, pick up his leg, and then feed him through, making sure that we stay connected to his ankles the entire time and walking him flat. Because if we don't, we've lost all our, we've lost all our good work for nothing. So we're starting to play around. Maybe I start to kick his feet a little bit. He's been a little bit coy. I bring him forwards. I go like this and I think, oh shit, I've got the timing wrong there. I'm gonna go back to Uchimata and then start to go Kouchi on the far side and then feed him through, walk his hips flat, stay connected to his ankles, and then you should be good to go. Let's give that a go.